So today we're off to Buxton. It's a warm one.
I'm in Bangkok, travel, food and lifestyle. He's the one to go to it, big silent bass. Loud Hawaiian shirts and shades, sandals and shorts, that's it. Mentally brilliant, bred by nature.
Sawadee khap, my orangutan friends and puan kuntai. Today we're off to Buxton. I don't mind admitting it, Buxton is one of my all-time favourite places on the planet. I absolutely love the town. Buxton's an historic spa town on the edge of the Peak District National Park, and it's famous for its thermal springs and Georgian architecture.
Service to Cardiff Central, calling at Stockport, Bloomslow, Crewe, Shrewsbury, Ludlow, Leominster, Hereford, Abergavenny, Cumbrae, Newport and Cardiff Central.
It's very similar in a lot of ways, I think, the architecture to Bath down south, or Bath as we say up north. Buxton is also England's highest market town at roughly 1,000 feet above sea level. The train to Buxton usually takes about an hour, and you go through some wonderful scenery on the way. You also go past Disley. Disley is where you can get off and go to Lyme Park and Lyme Hall, which is a beautiful stately home out in the countryside and is well worth a visit. One of the things I noticed getting off the train and walking down the slope to the Spring Gardens was the number of shops that are now closed down. I was also quite surprised that the pub that used to be there on the corner had disappeared. I remember it being a Robinson's pub. I was also quite shocked to find that Spring Gardens, which was a very popular road back when I first started coming to Buxton, back when it was about 7, has been pedestrianised, because last time I was there, which wasn't that long ago, it was just a normal street and cars going up and down. The Buxton Festival was also taking place while we were there, and we saw lots of posters in one of the shops advertising some of the shows that were on and exhibitions and other things that happen around this time. Yeah, the Springs Shopping Centre, not very nice. They were pumping music in while we were walking round, which makes it very difficult to do a YouTube video. And it wasn't the best of music at that. So yeah, I mean, if you need to get something, it's worth a visit. I think there's a Waitrose at the back. We used to go camping at Cold Springs Farm, which is going out up to the hills, and we'd walk in and go to the chip shop on Spring Gardens. I think that's still there. If you want to try Buxton spring water yourself, you can actually get some for free. So you need to go to St Anne's Well, and you'll find that the water when it comes out is quite warm. It's at 28 degrees centigrade. Right, so we're just coming up to the Old Hall Hotel restaurant and bar, where in the mid-80s, I think it was, we did a show called Ruffian on the Stair, I believe it was, by Joe Orton, and we did a comedy review show afterwards, which I was in. I did the stage management for the play, but I'm just coming up to it now. It's here. Looks like they're having some work done on it. There you go, the Old Hall Hotel in Buxton. Buxton Festival Fringe this July, so that's on at the moment, and that was what I did. It was part of the Buxton Festival back in the 80s. And I also did a play called The Whitby Bell, which we did in that pub there. We had a look at the Buxton Opera House. It's a wonderful Edwardian theatre which was designed by Frank Matcham, and it's still in operation today. You can still see operas and shows, and tickets are available at the box office there. I would love to see a show in the Buxton Opera House. Unfortunately, this time round, we don't have time. It's like being back in Thailand. Isn't it really? Banana plants. Obviously you can't grow them in the UK. Very nice in here though, look at the ceiling. We'll do a very quick walk through. It does smell very tropical, to be honest. They're showing you lots of the local area, all the limestone. And that way you've got all the Victorian windows. Follow the Narster. I have to say that this is actually one of my favourite parks in the whole world. I've been coming here since I was like 7, I think it was. Just show you this pavilion building here. we took a walk up the slopes to the town hall, and we also had a look at the market square there, marketplace. And then we decided that it was probably time to go for a drink and some food, and we went to a pub called the Cheshire Cheese. Now, since landing in the UK, I wanted to try on draft Titanic's Plum Porter, and I was not able to find it anywhere until I got to the Cheshire Cheese. The Cheshire Cheese is a Titanic pub, and all the beers on there, on the pumps, all the drafts, are Titanic Brewery beers. And there it was. And I have to say, I wasn't disappointed. I had a nice pint of Titanic Plum Porter. We also ate in the Cheshire Cheese. I decided to go for a traditional pie, chips, mushy peas and gravy. Now I went for the pork steak, which she kind of regretted because it was a little bit pink and she left most of that. But I enjoyed my pie, and I would give the pub, food-wise and ambience and everything, I would give that a very solid 4 out of 5. Walking up the street there were lots of little pubs where you could go and get yourself a nice pint. It'd be really good for a little bit of a day session, little pub crawl round that area, and definitely would try that if I had time. Unfortunately, as I said before, we didn't. It was a bit of a flying visit to Buxton, as it were. We didn't even get to Poole's Cavern, which was a shame, but we have been there before. If you haven't, it is well worth a visit, and it's quite easy to find. On the way home, we went over the Stockport Viaduct, and if you haven't already seen it, we went on a tourist day out to Stockport. That is in our UK playlist. Have a look at it, because if you've been to Stockport before, or you went a long time ago, it's changed quite a lot, and it might actually be worth a bit of your time. That's what I would suggest. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Adios amigos, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!